Hi guys, thanks for watching out there. I'm Andy here with a quick look at the astrology, the main planetary movements of the day. I'm doing this in West Wales, United Kingdom. It's 8:06 a.m. on Monday, the 12th of March 2018. The moon has been in Capricorn and still just at the end of Capricorn at the moment, so we're still quite exacting. We're still looking for kind of fairly strict answers. We're still trying to know the shot, basically. We're still trying to know exactly what we do before we go ahead with it. But the influence changes today at 22:44 tonight UK time. That's 10:44, so that's 5:44 p.m. Eastern time, 2:44 p.m. Pacific. There we are, I've got it. The moon is going to be in Aquarius, but before that we have a void, of course, starting 15:35 this afternoon UK time. So that is 10:35 a.m. Eastern, 7:35 a.m. Pacific. We have the void, of course. During a void, of course, there's not a lot of point doing anything that attracts any new action. They're not usually as long as this one. This one's about 7¼ hours long, so it's a big chunk of today. So, just basically hold your horses, keep your powder dry, and just be, ready to have a bit of energy left to put into the real thing when it comes up. Because things going on today could be an illusion. Evaluate carefully, that's the bottom line. But for the moment, as I say, we are right at the end of the Capricorn moon. She is now 24.4% waning. She's going to be a new moon on the 17th of March, just 5 days from today, at 13:11 UK time. So let me see, that is 8:11 a.m. Eastern, 5:11 a.m. Pacific on the 17th. But that is on the 17th, and this is still the 12th. Today, the moon is sextile Jupiter. Generosity, good attitudes, positive thinking. It's a lovely alignment. The only thing to remember is Jupiter is retrograde at the moment and will be right through until the 10th of July. Now, Jupiter is a very influential planet in many ways, but tends to promise more than it can deliver. It's a gas giant, it's absolutely huge, but even though it's huge, it hasn't got all that much substance to it as an actual solid physical body. So the effects that we get from Jupiter, and I've no idea how it works, but the effects that we get from Jupiter are different at the moment because Jupiter is moving backwards slightly as we view it from Earth in its orbit. So that's Jupiter for you. But the bottom line is, show me a time or a day or a place or a situation where generosity, good attitudes and positive thinking don't help. Yeah, go with those, because that's really what it's all about when the moon sextiles Jupiter, and I think that is all actually going to be pretty good. You never really know. Mercury is square Pluto, so there is a definite maybe on challenging announcements, things coming out, big changes, sweeping changes that may not be all that easy to deal with. Just basically keep it real, Politicians in particular are always making these grand statements to try and give us the impression that we can't do anything unless they say so, and that actually it's all going to be pretty bad anyway. I don't know exactly why they play that game, Well, I've got some ideas, but that is another video. Let's not get into that. In the biodynamic cycle under a Capricorn moon, it is a root day. So if you're working with nature or you're doing pagan work, anything at all to do with the earth, you need to be aware of that today. Just put those roots down deep, hang on tight, make sure nothing can knock you over. It's important. Right, spaceweather.com, the solar wind speed at this moment, 383.7 kilometers a second. That is quite a bit down. The proton density, 5.5 protons a cubic centimeter. That's waned a little bit, but it's still quite thick and it's still quite meaningful. Now we have got a quite serious amount of solar wind activity going on at the moment. The estimated time of arrival of the solar wind really buffeting the Earth this time is going to be the 14th, so that's another 2 days yet. But as we come up to the equinox, right, this is real science, cracks appear in the Earth's magnetic field and solar wind can rush in through the atmosphere that way. And this is why we get all the mad lights in the sky at the moment. And if you're an Arctic sky watcher, and I don't suppose there's that many of us, but if you're somewhere you can see those lights, it's going to be great around this time, basically. I don't know about tonight exactly, but it's going to be great around this time. Certainly on March the 9th, the sky exploded with auroras, is what someone says about it. No sunspots at all on the face of the sun, though. The coronal hole is still chucking out lots and lots of solar wind, though, and it is pretty much a coronal gash rather than anything else. The X-ray solar flares, 6-hour maximum, A2, taken at 5:45 a.m. UTC today, March the 12th, and the 24-hour A3, taken at midnight 32 today, March the 12th. That is spaceweather.com for you. Now then, what is happening today, just the fine details. Well, at some point, I can never say, I can see what's happening, but not the time. Pluto is going to trine Pallas, basically, at 13:47 UK time. That's the biggest one today. Tomorrow, Saturn sextiles Juno, Venus squares Saturn, and the Sun is trining Jupiter, all coming up tomorrow. All interesting alignments, all throwing something into the mix to keep us interested. That's the way it goes, isn't it? Right, well, thanks very much for watching, folks. That's it for today. Keep it real, keep it out there. Thanks very much for watching, and thank you to everyone who's come over and subscribed to the new channel. I just want to have a special place for these esoteric talks and topics, basically, so we don't get kind of bogged down in people who don't believe in these things complaining about it and stuff, because you don't have to believe in it. I'm not trying to tell you should, but I do, and for those of us who share that belief, that's what out there is for. Okay, thanks again, folks. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.